her skirt and whispered, "You stay here if you don't want to come." "No, no, don't leave me." The small child seemed uncertain as to which would be the worst fate. Being left alone amongst all these strangers, or following Stinky Smith into the dark unknown of the woods. Taking her hand, Maddie said, "Come on, then." Entering the cool dimness, their feet squelched on the mulch of several autumn's leaves. The breeze rustled through the trees overhead, and birds rose from the topmost boughs at the arrival of the three intruders. "Come on!" shouted their guide, his voice echoing eerily. "It's this way!" They came to a small clearing, and at the edge, Maddie stopped and gasped aloud. "Oh, how pretty it is! Just look, Jen, at all these flowers!" The whole clearing was a carpet of wild bluebells, yet in the centre was a heart-shaped bed of yellow tulips, edged with a border of forget-me-nots. Stephen pointed to the golden flowers. "Them's been planted." "Who did it?" The boy shrugged. "Dunno. Someone belonging the feller who hanged himself, I expect." He moved towards a tree at the side of the clearing and put his hand flat against the trunk, tilting his head back to look up into the branches. "This is where he did it." Maddie moved closer, but Jenny hovered on the edge of the clearing, hopping from foot to foot. "Maddie, I want the lav." Maddie stood beneath the tree as Stephen pointed upwards. "See them marks on that branch? That's where he tied the rope." "Maddie!" came Jenny's wail. "I got to go, now!" "Bob down behind those bushes, then," Maddie murmured, her gaze still on the tree. "I daresn't. There might be... Stephen turned, grinning wickedly. "Think a bird'll back your bum?" Maddie gave the boy a shove on his shoulder. "Don't tease her. She's only little, and we haven't ever been in a wood before." His eyes widened. "Never been in a wood? Blimey! They don't let you out of that place much, do they?" But now there was a note of sympathy in his tone instead of mockery. For the village lad, who had been allowed to roam the fields and lanes at will, never to have been able to walk in a wood before reaching the age of 11, seemed like being locked away in prison. "Wait there," Maddie instructed as she turned and went back to Jenny to lead her behind the nearby bushes. Moments later, the two girls emerged, the younger one pulling up her knickers, as, this time, she walked alongside Maddie right up to the tree. "Who was he then?" Maddie asked, once more squinting up into the branches. "And why did he do it?" Now he had more of an audience. The boy ran his tongue around his lips and grinned. With a sly glance at Jenny, he said, "John Coupleditch, they called him. He was a groom for Sir Peter, and there was a scandal. Yes, that's what my mum called it, a scandal." He savoured the word. "About him and Sir Peter's daughter, Miss Amelia." "What about them?" Maddie demanded. "My mum says it was all round the village at the time. He was already married, see, and him and his wife had a little babby and all. Everyone reckoned him and Amelia Mayfield was going to run away together."